we will switch it to English directly, and for the next session we have our next speaker, Charles Nakouzi. Am I pronouncing correctly? Very good. Great, thank you. That's the first diplomatic mistake you don't want to do. And we will focus with Charles. So Charles is a CFA holder, Chartered Financial Analyst. We are proud to represent in the business and financial community as a members of CFA, one of the most well-known financial certificates worldwide. He is founder and chief investment officer at Heritage Capital Wealth, oversees more than $500 million, not in Romania, but in global investments. Charles, if I understand correctly, you are helping above average and high net worth individuals in managing their wealth, not the business, but mostly what they do with their dividends and financial investments, also looking on a very long-term horizon, so intergenerational wealth preservation. So my first question is, how do you manage to, let's say, focus on long-term financial horizon with entrepreneurs, investments, private financial investments, because I see that most of the people and our brain is built to think short-term, but that is the most important challenge and risk and problem in investments, that the strategy has to be long-term. How do you help entrepreneurs not to neglect the long-term horizon of investments?
First, thank you, Janko, for the introduction. What we do exactly with the entrepreneur, basically in Romania, we moved in Romania, it's been 6 months. For us, it's a market that you are here and other friends of ours in the CFA society and other financial experts. We think that wealth management and gestionare de avere is needed, especially for the long term, for entrepreneurs. What we found in Romania is it's a first generation entrepreneur or businessman. They have the companies, they grow the companies from 90s till now. They need first financial education, which a lot of people like you, Janko, is doing in Romania, is needed. They don't think that the future and long term is something they need to think about. It's a culture-wise. You need to educate that long-term for a succession for their kids and the future generation is needed in their business.
Not only for the business, but for the wealth overall.
Yes. I will arrive to think that the entrepreneur, they don't differentiate between their business in terms of like generating revenues and their personal wealth. Basically, they care about their business, they don't care about the personal wealth. What they did, it's here next to us. What they are doing with this, they don't care about it. They care about their business, which is the cash generating for them. We try to differentiate that operation, like the operation of their business is different than their investments or their wealth, global wealth in terms of the safety. It's totally different.
So the first thing you want to touch is to build a border between the business, which is mostly short, medium term development, and private wealth, which is long term.
Absolutely, because if you don't build the wall between both of them, you risk like putting the risks that comes to your business with the risks that comes to your safety and the wealth. So when the business needs money, you put your private wealth in the business, which a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of big people in Romania, they did this. They put everything from their pocket in their business, hoping that they will make something. But you cannot do this because you need to differentiate. And you make a border between both of them, and the safety that you created through the years should be diversified in something that is not related to the business, to the sector of your business, because like you see now, between like taxes or whatever instabilities we have in Romania, if you're not well diversified in your safety, you cannot manage even to make your business, to be able to work well in your business.
And then we move to diversification, because imagine a private wealth entrepreneur, imagine some names in Romania, building big Romanian companies, and evaluate the value of the business. Like, let's take only one example, Transavia, Mobexpert, EMAG, I don't know, Dedeman, So the value of the businesses is very, very large, hundreds of millions of euro or billions, if we speak about Dedeman, for example. So if you make a weight, the value of the business is the majority of their overall wealth. So that's the key, right? Because if you split and you build a border between the two, the second key is to diversify their private wealth investment.
Basically, Janko, when all your wealth is focused 70-80% from your business, that means there is something you need to think about. Because if all your income is coming 80% and all your wealth is from your business, that is like a signal or whatever. Like you need to stop. You need to think that we need to take the dividend. We need to take what we did, invest it in something that is uncorrelated to your business. The uncorrelation between the safety and the diversification is very important. We understand that Romanian financial education is not as big as outside Romania, and we're trying, all of us, with you guys, helping you guys as well, to do this.
And just to exemplify correlation, if let's imagine owner of MobExpert has free cash flow because MobExpert is generating revenues collected, they pay suppliers, employees, taxes, interest, then they make some capex long-term investments in the business, then they repay bank, they have bank repayments, and then the free cash flow to the firm, Mr. Shuku can decide, I will cash in some dividends. But if the dividends are reinvested only in, for example, real estate, there is a strong correlation between furniture business, like MobExpert, and real estate, because when they go down together.
Like Domnul Shuku, when the free cash flow comes to his hand and he's investing back in Romania and in real estate, he's not diversifying. Basically, I'm sure that he's doing something else as well. But when you want to diversify, you need to diversify first where your money is, where your income is coming from. If you want to invest somewhere else, invest in all sectors, all over the world, in all the financial instrument, if you want to say, because we cannot guarantee, neither us, neither you, neither any expert in finance in the industry, that the US, when the US goes down, China will go down with her, or other sectors, or if the healthcare goes down, the financial will not go down. Everyone can put like theories, but basically if you want to diversify something, when you take your free cash flow, diversify it in something that, we call it in Romania like stilp. You have 80% of your wealth and 80% of your portfolio diversified, very good in terms of like risk and return, would generate a small return based on the risk that you have. And then the 20% can be in a satellite approach that you can invest in somewhere else. But this is different than the business. So your business is your cash generating machine. You don't interfere. Us as a wealth manager, we don't interfere in the business unless we were asked. But we don't interfere because we take the money from there, we invest it, we diversify it to make sure that if the business something happen, and something happen usually to big guys.
It can happen, yeah.
It can happen. If something
especially
happen,
in Romania. Look recently what
I know,
dramatic different choice we had to make. And probably in the room, I don't know how many entrepreneurs like MobExpert we have as a dimension, but including for your businesses, in the first time life of your startup, you will reinvest more in the business, but then the business will mature, will generate profits, free cash flow. Then you have to realize that key decision between paying dividends and diversifying, which is very necessary for your family and your wealth, and constantly reinvesting in the business non-stop. That is not okay on a very long term. It is necessary in the beginning of the company. I would go further, Charles, with mistakes, because so far we have clear split between business and wealth, private wealth. Then you said diversification, and I will conclude. You said all over the world. I like to streamline TVA. Țări, valute active. Știu că înțelegi românește. În mai multe țări, în mai multe valute, nu fac ca George în Franța, dar many countries, many assets, many currencies, multiple currencies, so that we have, that is actually diversification works efficiently.
Yes, you need to diversify it. You need to diversify it in a very efficient way. As a manager, as a wealth manager next to the client, we have the interest of the client. We don't have the interest of any bank, any institution. We have the interest of the client to be to make sure that diversification cannot generate more taxes for him that he needs to assume. This is the first thing. If we're not expert in tax, we have experts in tax. So we ask experts in tax which one is the best tax jurisdiction. For example, you have non-operating assets. These non-operating assets, you can move them in a holding outside Romania, for example, because these are not based off the operating assets you have here. But every move you want to make in terms of diversification should be very well thought, very well studied, and not to move like everyone, like here in Romania, you find a lot of people, they all move the same way. Let's go to Cyprus, let's go to here, whatever. But these, you have some stuff that you need to avoid.
So more customized, tailor-fit approach.
It should be tailor-fit.
Not only diversify just to diversify, but also to minimize taxes in a legal way.
Absolutely.
And what would be the mistakes? Because so far so good. We have some key highlights, I hope clear enough for you guys. Would those be one of the biggest mistakes entrepreneurs do? They don't diversify, they over-concentrate their wealth in the business. What are the big...
You have the concentration risk that they put it in the business. They have the illiquidity risk because concentrating in the business is illiquid, and illiquid costs too much money. Opportunity cost, you cannot do it and whatever. Third, what they think, they have the idea that they don't think about their legacy. That means that you did a business. Let's not talk about the billions business. You did a business, but your kids, they might not want this business.
To continue to work and to build further the business.
So the owner of the company, he thinks that, okay, when I die, I will give him the shares. But giving the shares to your kid is not giving him a leadership of your company. Maybe he doesn't want to lead. The fourth thing, that they don't assume that they need a professional advice for their business to grow further, because any consultant in Romania or any advisor, the owners of the business, they think, oh, they're coming to take some money but without any return, but which is not true. You need sometimes to ask for professional advice to be able to grow your business, and this starts from the entrepreneur when they are small. You don't we cannot directly see the big guys. We need to see that the small guys, they made step by step to
because they tend to be over emotional and attached to their business. Absolutely. Like their child. And they should, the higher the business grows, the more corporate governance they should build in the business. Not necessarily if they are listed on the stock exchange, but
they need to prepare themselves, because corporate governance, I wanted to say, I forgot about it. Corporate governance is something very essential, because we lack funding here in Romania. The business, they arrive to a place, you grow your business, you need money. Even entrepreneur or anyone, they need capital. They go to the banks, some of the banks, they don't give money. Or they have very strict criteria. Private debt, which is the best, for me, private debt in Romania is one of the best sector that could be in Romania. Like a private debt fund coming from outside and giving debt for companies.
Unlisted bonds?
No, just like private debt fund. They come here and you're a company and you need money. They give you a debt based on interest rate, which can be big. But what we want
including mezzanine, which can be converted
all the debt like spectrum. In Romania, when the owners, they don't have options to raise funds, they need to go either to the BVB. But if you want to go to BVB, you need a board. We need a corporate governance very solid. Second option, if you go to a fund outside Romania or investors, they will never invest with you unless you have a very good board. So in both cases, if you want to grow, you need to do a very good corporate governance. Otherwise, no one will look at you.
That's great. So if you want to also touch other big relevant mistakes, because I would highlight, just to conclude for this so far discussions we had, the higher the business growth, the more you have to disconnect and to build management, corporate governance, so the business can go without you. Maybe your next generation's children will not be involved in the company. And this helps you also diversify your funding, because when a bank will grant a loan or private debt or listing the company to the stock exchange, you need this to gain trust in front of investors that will finance your company, or they want to invest in your company as a public listed company.
I want to add something. Basically, the businesses and the guys, the entrepreneur, from the small to the big, these are the guys that made the economy in Romania. Yeah. These are the guys, they hire people. These are the builder. They build the economy in terms of visionary or whatever.
When we say GDP growth, we don't touch it. When we see companies growing, we touch it. We see employees, turnover, taxes.
So basically, we cannot blame the guys and the owners and entrepreneur for lack of option. Lack of option, they made them not to dissociate their safety and their wealth from the company's operation. They lack option. We know better than, everyone that when a company and the owner of a company needs money and he lacks option of funding, let me take this in the house or whatever, let me put it in the company and let's do something. The lack of option is something very bad for entrepreneur. Hopefully going forward in Romania, when things will have a reforms or whatever, the capital will come back to Romania, which we hope it will come in a couple of years, whatever, hopefully tomorrow, not in a couple of years. we're going to have something like we're going to have more options for Romania to grow.
The more options you have, the more power you have, especially in Romania with so much uncertainty
Absolutely.
around us. Tell me, Charles, Nakouzi, founder and chief investment officer, Heritage Capital Wealth. You are an independent wealth management consultant and investor. I also represent a traditional bank, Société Générale BRD. I am in the board, the vice president for asset management funds, which are standard mutual funds. Romanians and any investor can enforce us to invest on their behalf. But we are standard. We have some assets like equities, bonds, RON, euro, and we have some 10 asset management mutual funds. And we manage like 7 billion RON, the largest asset management company in Romania. But we are standard and we go usually to the average and below average wealth investors. Besides that, in terms of wealth dimension, what is the differentiation you bring as a private consultant?
Look, as a wealth manager in Romania, we're friends with you guys at Verna, with Mihai, with everyone, and with all the banks, especially we're all in the same society. The thing is, Romanian wealthy people, let's go from the medium average, whatever, to above average.
Tell me a number, just to have the same understanding.
I will tell you, like we
1 million euro plus.
We have a client of 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. It's not like I don't take a client like this if he needs something, because these clients.
You accept also 1 million.
Yes.
Okay, good.
But you know that I don't do asset management. This is something different. I'm not authorized to do asset management in Romania because I'm not ready.
Yeah.
And you have încăpere in Romania. It's very difficult to get trust from entrepreneur. First, to talk to them, to be able to talk to them. So what we do is we do a tailor-made portfolio and investment for them specifically, because
not for a pool of thousands
every single client has different story, different risk, different kids, different aim, because you have 2 kids and one you want to send it here. Everything should be planned. So we do a specific portfolio. We never accept someone who comes to us and tell us like, guys, we need 20% return. 20% assuming that he's going to lose 30%. I'm not a trader. I don't want to work as a trader or whatever. Our portfolio should be rebalanced if needed. If needed, like Donald Trump won the election. It's a need. Like what happened with the tariffs. It's a need. And you saw in asset management how much they went down.
You go tailor fit, you go strategic asset allocation long term, and then you balance, you reallocate between asset classes if
needed.
Black swan is externally driven or internal, because they can have also personal life events, like a divorce or something.
But we don't have discretionary from the client. So I don't accept to take a power of attorney from the client, because you need to go step by step. The clients should assume, and we need to stay next to them, explain to them why we need to invest in this fund, in this stock, in this bond, not in this. Even if they don't understand, we need to start explaining exactly what does it mean. And if the bank needs to do a transaction, why I'm telling you, the banks in Romania, they will never accept a wealth manager to be in the middle, because people cannot do what they want in the banks in Romania. You know better than me. This is a rules and regulation in Romania that should be changed. People should be allowed not to use a brokerage company outside the bank. They should be allowed to use their bank as their brokerage to do whatever they want, to buy treasuries in the US or stocks, whatever they want, because this is Europe. We claim we are European, yes, but we are not European in terms of what we provide.
This is because of the past historical challenges we had in the 90s, still in the memory of some investors like Caritas. And but yes, I agree. This is a next step.
The next step is
maturity in the increasing maturity of the market. Tell me more specifically, Charles, because we see now you said about reallocation, but how does this macroeconomic shift, rising interest rates and increasing geopolitical uncertainty affects
I would tell you one example.
Strategic long-term allocation?
One example.
Can you be very specific?
Yes, one example for a client we have in Romania. We started working with him. It's been 2 months. The client was very long-term in terms of he wants a long-term investment for his safety going forward 5 years. So basically, we started with him in terms of a portfolio like 6% in terms of like medium 5 years return, which believe if you do 7%, you double your money in 10 years.
Yes.
The second, we started investing. We started investing in bonds. We started investing in some stocks in the US, a couple of funds that a couple of ETFs as well. We have Chinese funds. We have even commodities. We had uranium. Even uranium went down. But anyway, we had a portfolio very well done. Then the tariffs came. It was a big shock, and we felt it in Romania. The portfolio of the market went down 12-13%. We went down 1%. 1%. The client only 1%. The client he saw his portfolio because he can see it every day. I talked to him before he called me. I told him, look, 1% we gained 10%. If you want to compare it to the market. Second of all, we think long term. This portfolio will readjust.
But stop here, because it's very interesting when you keep the upside, but when the market are under turbulence periods, you limit the downside.
This is what
with diversification, right?
We made a huge
good diversity, so negative correlation.
Negative correlated, and we had we used a lot of structured product within this period to be able to limit the downside in a way.
So you have like put, call, yes. With trigger.
But already done. It's not like we structure them ourselves. We have our relationship with the big banks outside because we have accounts in the biggest banks in Geneva and in Luxembourg. So we talk with all the banks. And we got all the resources as wealth management to be able to choose and to put it in our system which one is the best uncorrelated.
So I got the answer. So not only asset classes diversification, but options on asset classes. So basically, not only buying and selling the asset itself, but also buying and selling the option to buy or sell the asset itself. So if a certain market goes down under a certain level, you are capping the downside.
We cap the downside and we can get the stock, for example.
Long put. Okay, that's an option structured.
But we didn't sell them till now.
You don't find on a shelf of any standard bank. This is structured private wealth management instruments.
But I will tell you one thing about this client. After this, he sent another $500,000 to his account. And this $500,000 till now is not invested. So it's put in like some.
So this is interest.
We put it in like 1 year, one month deposits. Month deposits at the Société Générale, for example, because they give the best rate. Yeah. Though the account is not a Société Générale, we put them just to be able to make the very good strategy for the client. Because I don't want to invest. Because if you don't have a very good view in terms of geopolitical risk, because we don't believe that Donald Trump will not go back.
Look, Warren Buffett, 300 billion. You don't invest only to invest. Liquidity is good in uncertain periods, but not la saltea. So liquidity producing at least inflation.
And producing 2.5% on a 1 month, on euros, is very good for 1 month, you know. So at least when we get it,
2.5% on euros, 1 month. But they keep the liquidity. That's great. That's private wealth management on the stage and on the facts. Tell me, because we no longer have, I had some other points as well, but because we are very limited in time and you also have to be, you are organizing a diplomat, another next event. Maybe it would be of interest for the audience, this topic of early warning signs that founders look to know when it's time to shift focus from business to when to be proactive, not reactive. From your experience?
From my experience, the clients, they start shifting from like being proactive. Basically 90% they're not proactive, but they start to think about this when they are like hit by something, or they are hit by tax, or they are hit by political instability, or they are hit by something like a shift of like technology or whatever, like shift in their business. So in Romania now, what we found the past 3 weeks since the election, the instability, delay going down, all the entrepreneurs, they start calling us, Charles, what can we do with their safety, not their business? So now they are thinking about their safety. Because when things are,
when they feel pain, or they can feel future pain.
And they fear that something will happen, like Greece, like Cyprus, like some countries, they had bad problems. We don't know, hopefully we're not going to have bad problems, unless whatever.
Tell me, is it only fear or also positive sentiment like love for the children when they have a newborn child. Do you feel them being conscious enough? No.
I didn't feel that the love for their new child.
This is not about the love for their child, which is great and unlimited, but they feel safe, right? Because they have a good business. So it is the lack of fear that makes them feel stable.
Janko, we have experts in finance here in Romania. They came to me to ask me, Charles, let's do something with our safety. But they didn't know that their safety can be moved outside and then can be reinvested in Romania. But this is your safety. Make it safe. Create a defense mechanism for you, for your family. Don't wait until things are like down, because when things are down, you cannot go up. You cannot build a defense mechanism when you are attacked.
And now you touch something very interesting, which is in the unconscious of many Romanians. They feel safe if they invest in Romania.
It's a home bias.
Because they have a local home bias. But it is not the case if you put all your wealth in Romania. Still, I would close with this, Charles.
Can I say something before you close, Janko,
yes.
which is very important for entrepreneur. When we came to Romania 6 months ago, I had friends with all the banks. Some banks, they told me, Charles, you're coming to take the money outside Romania. I told them, guys, we're trying to bring back the money it's out to be invested in Romania. Because entrepreneur, when you have above 30, 40 billion euros of Romanian private capital in Geneva, Luxembourg, Austria or whatever, these guys, they don't have time to think about the local opportunities. Mm-hmm. If someone is telling them, guys, we have a very good opportunity in Romania, invest back here, they will invest, but they know their money is safe. So this is something that...
so different. The key is safety in a local, maybe uncertain environment, and then you diversify, and then you cash back and reinvest, because that's the closing question. BVB. Bucharest Stock Exchange, how do you see it in terms of strategic opportunities comparing with all over the world? Because in terms of returns, okay, we lack liquidity, market depth, but number of listed companies, number of investors, we have only 200,000, like 2% of the adult population. But the returns are very good.
The returns are very good. Last meeting, me and Radu Hanga, we were talking that how we can
President of the Stock Exchange?
The chairman, he's going to be there today. He told Charles, how can we help the BVB? I told him, the only thing that we can help the BVB is the money, liquidity coming from outside to Romania to be invested in BVB, because we cannot buy any stock listed on BVB from out unless they have some agreement between the banks outside. You might find somewhere. For example, for our client, and my partner is here as well, some clients from Portugal and Spain, we are buying Titur de Stat from Romania, but not listed on BVB, listed outside, Eurobonds. But we believe that BVB going forward, and people being educated, because the retail client are buying mostly in the BVB, but the wealthy people, they are not pouring too much money at BVB. If they are pouring money, liquidity at BVB will be very big. And BVB will go to the stage where we can have investors coming here and buy stocks. We cannot buy stocks for Romanian companies.
Look, Hidroelectrica and the switch to upgrade to emerging markets, how much liquidity came into, and what was the effect to the returns. Guys, so first, Charles Nakouzi, thank you for this best class discussion in terms of financial investments. This is how we put money in motion. Și o să înțelegi și tu, pentru că a fost recent și este foarte dezvehiculată, nu industria calului este cea mai performantă ca să pui banii în mișcare. Așa se pun banii în mișcare, prin diversificare și investiții internaționale. I was referring to Călin Georgescu saying that the best, most competitive and important industry in the economy is the horse industry. Okay.
Some people are investing in horses.
That's the real economy, not the horse economy. This is the real, the way how we put money in motion. So thank you, Charles, for this. Guys, if you have some questions for Charles, please in the end. I see 2 hands raised here, and maybe...
One microphone.
Yeah, okay. The room is not so... Oh, we have also a microphone as well. So just 2 questions here up front. Yes.
Very interesting discussion. Thank you so much. I'm a small entrepreneur with some liquidities, and last year in December I wanted to diversify, so not to put all the money in my business, and went to a private banking at my bank, and I invested a certain amount in US stock exchange in December. Of course, it was not the best time to do it. And now I'm at minus 7.5. What should I do? Just wait or go
before
to
that,
the
Charles, you put
Yeah.
too much money in one single moment, in one market. Everything is risky, doing like that. I'm quite
just took the
surprised.
money from the business, so not
Okay, I'm
investing
quite
anymore
surprised
in
the
the
private banker, I hope it was not Berede advising you
Not
this.
Berede.
Because you get more diversified in a mutual fund, for example. But Charles, if you want to comment, just highlight.
Highlighting, first you put your money there and you put it in indexes or you put in different in stocks. If you choose some stocks based on the recommendation of someone, we don't recommend this. Second, if you're planning this money for a short term or a long term, this is another thing. If it's a long term thing, medium to long term, 3 to 5 years, if assuming this, it will go up. The market in the US, if went down, it will go up, but I cannot be like a fortune teller. I cannot tell you maybe it will go up, how much. This is a choice you made. Maybe we could have doubled down your position. If we wanted to double down your position when it went down 10%, and now you average at least, maybe you are gaining if you double down your position when it's minus 10. But it's about your risk and your the time.
Horizon, yeah. Horizon. Because going to equity, if you need the money in 2-3 years, is a very huge mistake. But if you go long term, like 5 years plus, it's okay. It will go back again.
Absolutely.
Okay, and second question, please.
Hi, thank you for everything. I'm just like a recent graduate, and I'm interested if there are any principles from wealth management that we can start applying as young as possible to like build ourselves for the future as we go forward.
The only thing I can say, you can follow Janko exactly what he's doing, and he's gonna teach you very well about this because I follow him as well.
Thank you.
But honestly, being educated and going forward with different stuff, even like with the CFA, with whatever like education you can learn, and following financial expert in this industry is very important.
And get certified after graduating from the university. That's what I was doing after ASE. I graduated Dauphine, Doctoral School of Finance and Banking, then got the CFA diploma. And I must confess, what I know really in finance is from CFA, not from ASE. And then surround yourself with good working people you learn from. For example, at Berede, Société Générale Asset Management, we have this not only internship, but early induction. We can discuss about if you are interested to build a career in investment, okay? Thank you. Great, guys. Thank you, Charles.
Thank you so much.
It was a pleasure.
Same here.
We are so busy. We are discussing between us messages months ago. We never had time to meet. So we are here on the stage of FOMO. Thank you, Festival of Modern Owners. You put us together on the stage. We will catch up and build. Yeah, thank you very much.
From the east